Hello, this is a video tutorial for the assignments in Unit 3, Activity 4. And this is the last activity of Unit 3. So we will have a review, and there will be a lot going on in the assignment page here. So if we take a look, there's going to be 3 assignments in this activity. And so the first assignment says a media constructs reality chart. And so what you're going to be asked to do is you're going to be asked to look at 2 different articles. So Article 1 and Article 2 here. And this is what Article 1 looks like. It's called Skateboarders Unjustly Denied Place to Skate. And this is what Article 2 looks like, Skateboard Park Closed to Ensure Users' Safety. And so you're going to read these 2 articles. Again, you notice they're not very long. Okay, and then you're going to complete something called the Media Constructs Reality chart. Now, what you'll notice is both of these articles are discussing the same news event, but they're going to be giving different perspectives, different opinions on that same news event. And so what we're going to try to do is compare the 2, and hopefully this will show you how a news article can kind of present or manipulate reality based on the opinion of the person that's writing the story. And so if we look at the Media Constructs Reality chart, when you download it, it'll look like this. And so the instructions, again, will say read Skateboarders Unjustly Denied Place to Skate, which is article number 1, and read Skateboard Park Closed to Ensure Users' Safety, which is article 2, and then you're going to answer the questions in the chart. So for the first one, it says, what word in the headline influences your opinion? So the headlines are repeated right here. What word stands out for you that would influence you or is an opinionated word, and explain why? Same thing for Article 2. Question. The numbers are off here, but question number 2, it's who did the reporter contact to find out the reason for the park closure? So if you go back and you look at the 2 articles, if you read them carefully, both of them, it'll say who the reporter contacted in order to find out why the park had been closed. So who did they contact in Article 1? Who did they contact in Article 2? What is the suggested reason for why the park closed? So both articles are going to give different reasons. So can you provide them both? Both articles are going to interview someone that uses the skateboard park. In Article 1, they'll interview a person named Steve, and in Article 2, they'll interview someone named Jamal. So what did those 2 witnesses or people that had something to say about the skateboard park being closed, what did they say? What was their opinion? The next question, at the end of the article, what does it say that the youth want? So what do they want to have happen? Again, your Article 1, Article 2, the answer might be different. And then the last question, how would you feel after reading this article if you were a youth, if you were a teenager or a young person that used this skateboard park a lot? What would your opinion be after reading Article 1? And what would your opinion and what would you feel after reading Article 2? And I think you're probably going to have 2 different feelings because the 2 articles are going to present 2 different perspectives. So again, the idea is just to read 2 articles and then to answer the same questions for both articles. And hopefully that will show you how 2 articles on the same event can present 2 different points of view. So that's the first assignment in the activity. Go back to the assignment page. The second assignment is called Media Stereotypes Questions. And so what you're going to do is you're going to download the Media Stereotypes questions. I've repeated the questions here, so you can see them right on the website if you want. And you're going to answer these 6 questions. And to answer the middle questions here, questions 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're going to have to go back to the content and make sure that you've read the 4 articles about stereotyping inside the content. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. But if we open up the questions first, what you'll see here, it says, using information you learned about media stereotypes in the content of Unit 3 Activity 4, answer the following questions in complete sentences. And again, it'll say you will need to go back and scan and find information in the articles on the content page. So for the first question, it says, describe an example from your own life where you or someone you know was stereotyped. So think back in your own life, and again, you don't have to write specifically about yourself, but you can if you want to. Think about a moment or an event or something you remember. Maybe it was when you were in school. Maybe it was when you were out in public at a grocery store. Maybe it's something that happened to a friend of yours or to one of your children or to your parents. But think of an example where someone you know or someone or something that you witnessed was an example of stereotyping. Okay, so I'm asking you to use your own personal experience in question number 1. In question number 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're going to have to go back to specific articles in the content. So for question 2, it says, according to the Visible Minorities in Entertainment Media article, what percentage of female characters and what percentage of male characters on Canadian television dramas are from diverse ethnic backgrounds? And so what you need to do is you need to go back to the content. And so if I go to the content page of Unit 3 Activity 4, and if I go down to the media stereotypes section, which is part 3, you'll see the 4 articles that you'll need to take a look at here. And so the first one, Visible Minorities in Entertainment Media. So you can open that up. And you don't necessarily have to read through and memorize the whole article here. This one's a little bit long and it's kind of detailed. But we're going to be using our scanning skills here. We're going to see if we can scan through this article and find the specific information that's being asked. So if we again go back and look, it's asking you what percentage of male and female characters on Canadian television dramas are from diverse ethnic backgrounds. And if you take a look here, I promise you'll find it. If you scan through this article, you'll find those percentages. Okay? If you take a look at the next question, it'll say, according to the Common Portrayals of Aboriginal People article, what are 2 adjectives used to describe how Aboriginals are portrayed in movies, TV, and literature? And so you can go right to the article right here, and again, open it up. And again, you can skim through this article, see if you can find 2 adjectives that this article argues are used to stereotype Aboriginals or First Nations peoples in Canada. Okay, and I promise again, you'll be able to find plenty of adjectives, actually more than 2 if you look. Okay. And then for questions 4 and 5, you're going to take a look at the other 2 articles. So media coverage of women and common stereotypes of men. So again, if we go back to the content, you'll see media coverage of women, common stereotypes of men. So if you go through those 2 articles again and scan through them, you should be able to find the answers for questions 4 and 5. So these questions, it's all about testing your ability to go back and to look at the articles that were in the content and to see if you can scan through and find specific information. It's testing your reading comprehension. Okay? And then lastly, the 6th question, it says, describe an example of media stereotyping that was not mentioned in Unit 3 Activity 4. The example could be something you saw on the news, in a TV show, in a movie, or online. So I'm asking you to think beyond what you've learned in Unit 3 Activity 4. Can you think of another group of people or another particular organization or particular ethnicity or religion or anything that is being singled out and stereotyped in the media that we didn't cover in this activity? Because certainly we didn't have a chance to cover all of the different types of stereotyping in the media. So I'm asking you to find one on your own and to explain that. Okay. And so once you're done with the media stereotypes questions, you can, if we go back to the assignment, you can submit it as always to the Dropbox here, to the media stereotypes Dropbox. The last assignment in activity 4 here is, as usual, when we get to the ending of a unit, we do a review. And so you'll notice there's a Dropbox, but you'll notice there's no marks listed next to this assignment because I won't grade it, but you can certainly submit it and I will give you my feedback. Okay, this again, doing the review is important because it helps you prepare for the final exam and it helps you make your own notes for everything that we covered in the unit. So if you look at the review questions, as usual, they'll cover all of the different activities and they will be in order. So the first couple of questions will be about Unit 3 Activity 1, and then we'll move on to Unit 3 Activity 2 questions. And again, you should be able to find all of the answers for the review questions, and there's 15 on the content pages of Unit 3. So as you're going through these questions, just go through the content page of Activity 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you should be able to find the answers mostly right in the content. Okay. If you have any questions about any of these assignments, or if you have any questions about anything we've covered in Unit 3, please let me know.